I love it when a CEO actually has a plan. All right, what's up, everybody? So I came across this tidbit from CinemaCon that's happening right now in Las Vegas. And for those of you who don't know, CinemaCon is the annual cinema convention where the movie studios come out and then they present the new trailers for upcoming movies, announce projects, and basically kind of sell their product to movie theater owners. And then the movie theater owners after that could decide which ones they want to show in their cinemas. And they had some great stuff. Clayface had a trailer, Beyond the Spider-Verse had a trailer. There was some really, really cool things that they showed that I've been privy to, just kind of paying attention to what's going on. But the one thing that really, really stuck out to me was a presentation by Sony CEO Tom Rothman. And he had a really interesting thing to talk about before presenting their slate of movies and footage and trailers. He talked about the theater industry, not just the movie industry. I guess they kind of go hand in hand. But he talked about the state of things right now and how they can be fixed. But before he started pointing fingers at what the movie theater owners could do, he, basically took ownership and said, look, it's up to us, especially here at Sony, to put forth better movies. They need to present a product that is worthy of the movie theater owners showing it in their theaters. And then he went on to present basically a 3-point plan as to what the movie theaters can do now to kind of help resurrect the industry, especially after COVID. The dominoes were basically falling before COVID, with all the different streaming services that were popping up and becoming more and more ubiquitous. But of course, COVID just kind of accelerated all that because nobody can go anywhere. But after that, movie theaters have basically just been like crawling instead of, walking in stride as they once did. And so to kind of, bring things up to a level that they once were, hopefully, he said, all right, we need to do 3 things. And he called it the longer, the shorter, and the cheaper. Longer being theater owners need to demand in their negotiations longer theater runs for movies. I don't remember which movie it was. I think it was a Martin Scorsese movie, maybe The Irishman. It was in movie theaters for 2 weeks. And the only reason why it was in there for 2 weeks is so it can get any kind of Academy Award consideration, because they only look at movies that were in the movie theaters. And so many movies do that nowadays. That was like a huge thing with Christopher Nolan and Warner Brothers before he left, because they wanted to give him a very, very short theater window. And he was like, no, I want longer. And then I think it was maybe Sony or Universal, I forget which movie studio he ended up going to, that committed to a longer theatrical run for his movies. And so it's like, all right, ask for longer, because that way more people will watch it and more people will buy the tickets and the snacks at the concession stand and all that jazz. 2, shorter, which is shorten the time between when you say the movie starts and when the movie actually starts. If you go to the movie theater nowadays, yes, the time says 8 o'clock, but really it's not going to be until probably 8:30. And in that time, it's just tons of commercials and way too many trailers. Now, I remember a time where it was a thing, and I was one of these people. It's like, I don't want to miss the trailers. But there does come a point of diminishing returns where it's like, all right, I'm kind of done with all these commercials and trailers. I want to get to the movie already. And so instead of showing maybe 3, 4 trailers at the most, they've gone way more than that. And then there's plenty of commercials in between the trailers. So it just gets kind of tiring and you're tired of waiting. And so it's like, all right, just have the short amount of trailers, 3, 4, and then let the movie start. Because now regular moviegoers are calculating. It's like, all right, I want to see the movie. I don't want to, waste any time, waiting for the movie to start. So, okay, 8 o'clock, I'm going to show up at 8:30. So now these regular moviegoers who studios depend on to watch the trailer so that they can come back to the movie theater at some point, they're not watching any trailers, and so it kind of takes away from the whole movie theater experience. So let's make that time shorter. And then the last one, cheaper. These ticket prices need to come down. I mean, I remember a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away when I was a little kid, the prices for movie tickets were $5, and when it became $6, it was a huge thing. And now you go and it's like it's almost as if you are going to a Broadway show, And so right now the state of the movie business is basically, at least as far as the moviegoers are concerned, all right, I'm not going to pay all that money because the ticket prices are super high, the movies aren't that good, the snacks are super expensive, and so you know what? I'm just going to stay home. I got my 80-inch screen, maybe a 100-inch screen. I'm going to plop down on my couch. I'm going to make my own popcorn. I can pause this movie if I need to go to the bathroom. So there's all these little kind of conveniences that are available now to the moviegoer. And movie theaters they're not helping themselves. So lower the ticket prices. Make the time shorter between when you say the movie starts and when it actually starts. And have the movie be in there for longer. I'm totally down with that strategy. I hope the movie theater owners actually, take some serious consideration into it. And let's make movie theaters great again. All right. So those are just my thoughts. What about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.